Hi, welcome to another installment of Trailer Trash TV's History of TV. I'm your host, Scotty J, and right on the heels last week, in the middle of this limited 5-part run, I've been kind of going back in time. You know, I talked to a lot of the younger producers here, and they have a hard time imagining life without cable, life without remotes, life without satellite, blah, 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 blah. So what we're doing, I had to convince them, I had to show them pictures, I had to bring some artifacts in. TV begins with clicker knobs and rabbit ears. As you can see now, I'm in the control room of Northwest Community Television. This is what TV has progressed to on a smaller scale. But on that note, you know, on the heels of the quiz show stuff last week, we're going to head right back into the regular game shows. This one I'm going to be starting with from 1957, one of the very, very early inceptions of a very astronomically popular game show, still now hosted by one Bob Barker, then the original host, one Bill Cullen, probably the godfather of all game shows. He was the only game show host to have shows simultaneously on all three networks at one point. You're going to notice when you see this particular version of The Price is Right, things were a little bit more stiff and a little bit more very tightly produced. Not as loose or as much of a party atmosphere as the show appears now. You had the panelists bidding on items and stuff still, but before I go any further, let's just take a look at it, and I'll come back with a few tidbits right after this.
Makers of new blue liquid whisk that gets all the family wash really clean. And Dove, the amazing beauty discovery that creams your skin while you wash, presents The Price is Right, the exciting game of bidding, buying, and bargaining with your host, Bill Cullen.
Well, thank you. Oh, there. Thank you all very kindly. Hello, and thank you, and welcome, and all that sort of thing. Thank you all for coming here. We appreciate having you. Welcome, everybody, to Price is Right. A little later on, we're going to announce the winner of our calendar showcase. However, right now, let's meet our 4 bargain hunters. Yesterday's winner, and back for her second day, we have Mrs. Dorothy Young, a housewife from Grand Prairie, Texas. She won it yesterday in a squeak with $971 worth of merchandise. Do you have any children, Mrs. Young?
Yes, I have one little girl.
Uh-huh.
We've always wanted a piano for her, and now we have it for our little Texan.
You have a little girl, and you always wanted a piano, huh? Well, I'm glad we solved your problem, Mrs. Young. Anyway, I keep doing it. Next is Mrs. Stella Pani, Stella Obajinski.
Tak, tak.
Tak, tak. Dziękuję.
Proszę.
We got something going here, haven't we? I gather, Mrs. Obajinski, that is a Polish name, by the way we've been going.
It is.
Jak się masz?
Dobrze, bardzo dobrze. A jak się pan ma?
Tak. I don't know what I'm saying. Actually, I can sort of catch pretty good. What does Pan Obajinski do?
He's the superintendent of an office building right here on 44th Street
Well,
in New York.
that makes it rather convenient. As soon as the show's out, you can go check and see if he's working, huh?
No, he's right here.
Oh, he's right-
He's on vacation.
Oh, you brought him with you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, fun. All right, let's say hello to Mr. Leo McTague. Is that right?
That's right.
A car inspector from Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
That's right, Bill.
Hey, that's it. That used to be Mock Chunk, didn't it?
That's right, Bill.
Remember that.
Was Mark Chunk.
And they changed the name, is
They
that right?
changed the name to Jim Thorpe.
In honor
Mrs.
of...
Jim Thorpe came into the town one time, Bill, to visit.
Uh-huh.
Now, understand, we're at the foot of the hills of the Pocono Mountains.
Yeah.
And being Jim Thorpe was a great woodsman,
Yeah.
she decided to fetch the body into Mark Chunk.
I see. And they
And then
later...
we merged from East Mark Chunk to Mark Chunk.
Uh-huh.
Of course, you understand who Jim Thorpe was?
The greatest athlete I suppose we've ever had in
That's
this
right,
country.
Bill, that's right.
And they changed the name of the town to honor him,
That's
huh?
right, Bill.
Swell, Mr. McTague, and our thanks to you. Let's say hello to Mrs. Rose Leon, a teacher from Miami Beach. Hi, Rose. What do you teach?
Well, I teach parakeets to talk.
We'll go into that little, sure. Well, you'll all get a chance at some real great buys, because we're going to be back here at The Price is Right in just a moment. But first, here's a word about a fine product of Lever Brothers. Okay, now let's get going with the Price is Right. You know how it works. We put the merchandise up for bids. You bid on it, bid as high as you like, stop whenever you like. The merchandise goes to the person with the highest bid if they do not go over the actual retail value. Y'all ready for the first one? We got something real great as a starter on this one, so get set. Watch over there to your left and a little to the rear. And here's our first item to go up for bids.
For a distinctive patio, here's a unique group of outdoor furniture by Vandycraft. First of all, a tete-a-tete with 2 seats and table in between, built on a single frame with wheels and handle for easy movability, and shaded from the sun by a colorful parchment umbrella. And a gourmet chuck wagon. It has drop leaves, storage chest and drawer, bottle rack, large shelf space, and its own ice cooler. And the third piece, a charming covered wagon chaise lounge, adjustable and complete with pad and canopy. All 3 in sturdy redwood to make up an unusual group of outdoor furniture in picturesque American casual design. Price authority, Vandycraft, Chicago.
Well, there it is, and it's going up for bids right now. You all set? We're going to start with our champion, Mrs. Young. You're going to start the bidding, Mrs. Young. You want to start it right off there?
I bid $50.
$50, says our champion, Mrs. Young. All right, how about you, Bonnie?
$75.
$75. Thank you. How about you, Mr. McTagg?
I'll make it a 100, Bill.
Thank you, sir. Miss Leon?
119.
119. Mrs. Young, our champion.
I bid $125.
125. Mrs. Obazinski?
$149.
149. Mr. McTagg?
I bid 155, Bill.
155. The buzzer means everybody gets one more bid, beginning with you, Mrs. Leon. You're at 119. Top is 155. This would be your last bid.
Well, this will be just lovely in the patio.
Oh, boy. Those parakeets talking there, I'll tell you.
I'll say 245.
245 is Mrs. Leon's final bid. Mrs. Young, you're at 125. Top bid is 245, and this is your last bid.
I bid $250.
250. Ms. Obazinski, you're at 149. Top is 250. This would be your last bid.
I think I'll freeze.
Okay. Mr. McTagg, you're 155. Top is 250. Final bid of the game. Make up your own mind now.
250 the high bid, Bill?
250 is high, yes, sir.
I'll say 255, Bill.
255, says Mr. McTagg. Okay. Well, there they are. The bids are in. And reading from left to right, here's the way they stack up. 250, 149, 255, and 245. And in here we got the answer. And ere long, we will know. I know. Say, actual retail value, $332.94. Mr. McTagg, it is yours.
Boy, is that going to look good in my yard. Wow.
Boy, you're going to look good when your wife gets a hold of you. That's all I got to say. You've just seen the most torrid love scene on television. All right, now, everybody get ready. Let's take a look at the next item. This one is fashioned for elegant summer days in town.
You'll be a smart gal about town wearing this stunning sheath by Claire McCardle, designed in rich tapestry weave cotton with delicate sleeves and flattering square neckline. You'll know when it's time for your date with this elegant 17-jewel Whitnauer wristwatch. Notice its smart, lean simplicity of design, product of the Longines Whitnauer Watch Company. We'll put on these pretty white string shorties by Donnell. Add a touch of the exciting fragrance of Le Mans perfume by Coty. And step out brightly wearing the classic elegance of white kid pumps by Trim Tread. This entire fashion ensemble is yours if yours is the most accurate bid.
Okay, there it is. A couple things I want to remind you of. Mrs. Obazinski, it's going to start with you in a moment, and it's going to be a one-bid item. Everybody gets one bid and one bid only. Now, while you're thinking it over, I'll remind you what you're bidding for. The dress, the Whitnauer watch, the gloves, the Le Mans perfume, and the Trim Tread shoes. Miss Obazinski, one bid only. Let's see how good you are.
I'll say 119.
Right. Now, everyone else, over, under, anywhere. Mr. McTagg, one bid.
I'll say 115, Bill.
115. Miss Leon, one bid.
128.
128. Mrs. Young, our champion, one bid.
130.
130. Bids are in. Here they are. It was a one-bid item. 130, 119, 115, and 128. Answer. Actual retail value, $122.70. It goes to Mrs. Auberginski. There you are. Watch it there. There you are. Right there, right there. Boy. Well, with the workout, the way you and Mr. McTagg are going at it, I think both of you are going to lose weight today. Wow. And we're going to lose our television license, too. Hey, right now, may I present one of television's most charming and gifted personalities, Miss Natalie Corr, fashion and beauty editor on The Home Show.
Hello, everybody. As a beauty editor and as a woman, I'm always interested in beauty products. So when I first heard about Dove, I thought to myself, that sounds wonderful. I think I'll try it. And I did. And I simply love it. Dove is a completely different soap than anything you've ever used. You see, Dove is 1/4 cleansing cream.
Now, all you fine people, just feast your pretty eyes on our turntable, because we got something real good coming up for you. Let's see our next one on The Price is Right. Here we go.
Coming your way, a luxurious king-size Castro convertible. It's a spirited new design in the Long Line series with a sweeping length enhanced by the lightness of Castro's off-the-floor styling. It features undercushioned spring action and flexible quilted platform. And when open, the king-size bed sleeps too on the Castro-built inner spring mattress. Price authority, Castro Convertibles.
And there it is. Thank you, Bev. I will now proceed to give a demonstration, because this is a part of the show I like best. Well, now, ready for all of you. This is not a one-bid item. We'll stop you. You're bidding on the Castro Convertible, and Mr. McTagg, suppose you started, sir.
I'll say $50, Bill.
$50. Thank you, sir. Miss Leon.
Good night.
Night.
75.
55. Miss Young. Everybody looks funny from down here. Miss Young.
I bid 100.
100. Miss Auberginski.
125.
125. Mr.
That's what I need to.
Me too. I don't think I'm going to give it up. Mr. McTagg.
125 was a bid?
Yes, sir.
I'll say 150.
150. Miss Leon.
239.
239. Miss Young.
I freeze.
Okay. Miss Auberginski.
I freeze.
You freeze too. Mr. McTagg.
I'll freeze, Bill.
You freeze too. Well, the bidding's over. Hey, that ended fast. Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We have bids here of $100, $125, $150, and $239. You all set? Everybody cross their fingers and wish. Actual retail value, $249. The winner, Mr. Leon. Congratulations. Hey, I was a pass that along, sir. Hey, bonus bell.
Oh, bonus is
There's the bonus bell now. Oh, Mrs. Leon, to take special care of your new Castro convertible, here comes Beverly with a handy bonus, the Hoover Pixie Vacuum Cleaner. Versatile hand cleaner, complete with attachments. And here's something to put your new convertible on. And you can also clean it with your brand new vacuum cleaner, and here it comes right now. A 9x12 loom weave reversible rug by Gold Seal with all the fresh colors fast dyed and the Pueblo line pattern woven all the way through. Congratulations to you over there, Mr. Leon. Oh, boy. We'll be back to The Price is Right in just a moment. But first, here's a word from our alternate sponsor.
Here we go into the second half of The Price is Right and the bargain hunter's best friend, Bill Cullen.
Oh, there you go, bargain hunters. Thank you all. Welcome back. Well, without any further ado, let's take a look at our first item to go up for bids on The Price is Right in this segment of the show. Watch the turntable, and here we go.
For a dream kitchen. A big 15 cubic foot Amana freezer. It features an exclusive store-more door with automatic food dispensers, dessert bar and handy leftover containers, and stores over 520 pounds of food on the fast-freezing shelves that have additional top and bottom coils for even 0-degree temperature throughout. Price authority, Amana Refrigeration Company, Amana, Iowa.
Hey, boy, that's real nice. Thank you, Beth. And there it is. You all got to look at it. And who starts the bidding? We're going to begin with Miss Leon on this one. Let's see how well you do. This is not a one-bid item. Bid until stop.
Oh, Bill, I'd just love to have that.
Okay.
$75.
$75. Mrs. Young.
$100.
$100. Miss Obazinski.
$150.
$150. Mr. McTagg.
175, Bill.
$175. Mrs. Leon.
$329.
$329. Champion Young. $329.
I'd like to underbid.
No, you either have to
Oh,
stay at 100 or go over $329. Your choice.
$330.
$330. Miss Obazinski.
$495.
$495. Everybody gets one more bid, beginning with you, Mr. McTagg. You're at $175 top. It's $495. Your choice.
500, Bill.
$500. Miss Leon, your $329 top is $500. This is your last bid.
I'll say $518.
$518. Miss Young, your $330 top is $518. This would be your last bid.
Freeze.
No, freeze. Miss Obazinski, your $495 top is $518. This is your last bid. It's the last bid of the game.
$520.
$520. Okay, the bidding's over. Reading from left to right, here are the bids. $330, $520, $500, and $518. That's the way it stacks up right now. Actual retail value is $569.50. Miss Obazinski, you did it again. Congratulations to you. I'll tell you, someone's going to get hurt here unless you're... Well, now, to give us a chance to pull ourselves together back here in the studio, I love you too, Miss Obazinski. To get, where was I? Oh, yes. Yes, I love you too. We're ready with the name of the winner of the calendar showcase. That was the one we showed you all last week. Now, before we do anything else, here are the official prices of each item in the showcase. Check them carefully against your own estimates. All right, Brother Pardo.
Okay, Bill, first, the Royal Jackson China priced at $588.60. Second, the Parasol retailing for $10.30. Third, the Cambridge Stemware, its price $684. Fourth, the Rolf's Wallet, priced at $595. Fifth, Coty's Le Monde Perfume retailing for $225. Sixth, the Gorham Silver and Chest, together priced at $498.50. And finally, the White Mink Capelet, its price $975, all adding up to a total of $2,987.35. The price of the entire calendar showcase. And now, Bill Cullen, what is the closest bid?
Well, Don, the closest bid just couldn't get any closer. It is right on the nose. And the winner, we have a two-way tie. Two persons submitted identical bids of $2,987.35, the exact price of the entire calendar showcase. Those people are Virginia E. Dolan of Woodstock, Vermont, and Mrs. Kenneth Hopkins of Adamstown, Pennsylvania. Now, in accordance with our rules, we handled the bidding runoff. We asked them both to send in a telegram with a bid on one item. The item was the White Mink Capelet. If you recall, that was $975. However, they both overbid on that, so we tried it again. We asked for a telegram on another item, the Parasol, price of which was $10.30. The telegrams are in. The tie is broken. And the closest bid of $9.95 for the Parasol, which means that the winner of the entire calendar showcase is Mrs. Kenneth Hopkins of Walnut Street, Adamstown, Pennsylvania. There you go. Our heartiest congratulations to you, Mrs. Hopkins. All arrangements for you to receive the showcase will be made immediately. To you, Mrs. Dolan, we're sorry you couldn't be a winner, but we do have for you an elegant Longines wristwatch, time-honored product of the Longines Whitnor Watch Company. And thanks to all of you for being around. Okay, you ready for another item, all you folks? Just let's see what we got coming up for bids now on The Price is Right.
Yes, it's the real thing. A genuine elk's head in a beautiful burnt sienna color with majestic 9-point antlers. Fully treated and mounted to be an impressive decoration in your home if yours is the best bid. Price authority, Elmer E. Rowland, taxidermist.
Say, this is one of the best shots. This is one of the best shots of me we've ever had on television. That's all I have to say. Hello there. Here I am down here. All right. It's going to be a Midsummer Night's Nightmare. It's going to be a one-bid item. You all get one bid and one bid only. Mrs. Young, you started. I don't know how many moose heads you bought, but let's see. You go ahead and start. One bid only.
I bid $125.
$125. Miss Obazinski, one bid only.
Should I bid under?
Oh, under, over, anywhere.
I'll bid $75.
75. Thank you, Mr. McTagg.
I'll bid 100, Bill.
100 even, says Mr. McTagg. Miss Leon.
$189.
$189. Here are the bids. $125, $75, $100, and $189. It was a one-bid item. Let's see who's the moose expert in the crowd. Actual retail value, $150. And Mrs. Young, our champion, you are the moose expert. Congratulations, please. Hey, we're going to give you and your husband, Mrs. Young, as a bonus, a chance to try your own luck. A long hunting weekend, a 3-day stay for two at the picturesque Shelburne Harbor Inn in Vermont, right in the heart of Burlington County, where you'll have a room with a fireplace and a view of beautiful lakes and mountains and maybe a moose of your own someday. Congratulations. There's your bonus guy right there. They always wanted a piano and they had a girl, now they got a moose. We'll be back in a moment with another exciting item in today's shopping spree. Meanwhile, let's accept this moose from NBC Television. Moose. Okay, now you fine four bargain hunters, let's see how well you do. We have something here that I think you're going to enjoy because this is an item of true luxury. Watch closely.
The sparkling brilliance of diamonds. An exquisite circle of gleaming diamonds on a delicate chain by S.G. Barnett of Fifth Avenue. 28 quality diamonds totaling 4.5 carats in a fine setting of precious platinum and suspended on a 14-carat white gold chain. It's yours to cherish forever if the price is right. Price authority, S.G. Barnett, Fifth Avenue.
And there it is. Good luck to everyone. Miss Obajinsky, you're going to start the bidding. We're going to ask you to bid at least $100 in all cases here, never less than 100 or more. Miss Obajinsky, would you begin?
$250, Bill.
$250 opening price. Now 100 or more, Mr. McTagg.
$350, Bill.
$350, fine, sir. Miss Leon.
$495.
$495 is excellent. Miss Young.
$600.
$600 is excellent. Miss Obajinsky.
$750.
$750, Mr. McTagg.
$850, Bill.
$850, Miss Leon.
That's just exquisite.
It sure is a pretty one,
Let
isn't
me
it?
see. I'll say $975.
$975, says Mrs. Leon. Mrs. Young, our champion.
100 more than that.
Yeah. You want to know how much? That would be $1075.
All right, $1075.
Okay, I'm just helping with the arithmetic. $1075.
I need it.
Miss Obajinsky, you're
I'll freeze, Bill.
You freeze there. Mr. McTagg, you're eight. The buzzer sounds for you bid. This will be the beginning of the last bid round.
I'll
Mr.
make it
McTagg.
11, Bill.
Make it, no, you'd have to make it $11.75.
$11.75.
Is that what you want to make it?
That's right.
All right, good. $11.75. That's the final bid for Mr. McTagg. How about you, Miss Leon?
I'll freeze.
You'll freeze. That's final for you. Miss Young. Top is $11.75. You're $10.75.
Freeze.
You freeze. Miss Obajinsky is already frozen, and here we are. We have bids up $10.75, $7.50, $11.75, and $9.75. And there's Beverly over there with the item. Actual retail value is $1,150. The winner, Mrs. Young, our champion. It is yours. There you go. Huh?
I can do more than touch
It's
now.
yours. The only woman in New York with a moose head wearing a diamond necklace and playing the piano. It's time for the final accounting. Don Pardo, who has won what and who comes back Monday? Probably not I.
Right, Bill, that's quite a picture you painted. Mrs. Young has won the Elk's Head and the trip to Vermont and the jewelry for a total of $1,412. Mrs. Obajinsky has won the fashion ensemble and the freezer for a total of $692. And Mr. McTagg has won the patio set for a total of $332. And Mrs. Leon has won the convertible sofa and the rug and the vacuum cleaner for a total of $314. Bill, just the way you like it. They're all winners today.
Yeah, it's my favorite kind. Everyone won something. But Mrs. Young, our champion, with $1,412 and the most surprised look on your face of anyone I've seen in a long time. You are still champion. Yes, honest.
Yes. I am?
Yes. You're still there. You'll be back Monday to defend your championship. Congratulations. And our thanks to Miss Obi Brzezinski, Mr. McTagg, Miss Leon, thank you for being with us. And I'm real happy everybody won something. You'll notice right in front of our guests are little boards. They record the amount of money they're made by the American Totalizator Company, a subsidiary of the Universal Products Incorporated. Well, it's been our pleasure. Have a real good weekend, why don't you? And this is Bill Cullen saying we'll see you again Monday on The Price is Right when Mrs. Young comes back to defend her championship, riding on her elk, her moose, her caribou. Goodbye, bon voyage, and all that sort of jazz.
Models Gowns by Henry Rosenfeld. This is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production in association with the National Broadcasting Company. This is Don Pardo speaking.
Oh my goodness. You know, I knew I should have probably watched this thing before I decided to put it on the air, but those of you that know me figured, I got the dice in my pocket and I tend to roll them whenever I get the chance. And, if you don't like the stuff, feel free to pick up that clicker, which, by the way, considering the nature of this particular show, something they didn't have 30, 40, 50 years ago. Nice segue, wasn't that? I had mentioned the name Merv Griffin before the break. Merv Griffin, Merle Hader, the names that were synonymous with not only game shows but talk shows, especially in the 70s. What we're doing with this one is funny. I mean, the game is so cheeseball looking when you watch it now, and you'll understand why and how the game show has progressed to the vast wasteland that is game show history. This little thing from 1958, 1959 is when this show initially ran. A little thing called Play Your Hunch. Hosted by one Merv Griffin. So save your comments till the end of the program, and I will be right back, and we'll discuss this.
If you want to know what these folks are doing, you'll have a chance to figure it out for yourself on Play Your Hunch, starring Merv Griffin.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, that's very nice. And good evening to all of you, and welcome to Play Your Hunch, the nighttime version. Tonight, we're happy to have with us our new sponsor, Seal Test, who brings you the finest in ice cream, milk, and cottage cheese. Play Your Hunch is a game of observation and deduction, and for you fellas who are seeing it for the first time, this is the thing that's been keeping your wife so busy every morning on television, and we hope you'll enjoy it too. Our panel here is composed of contestants in the championship position from Covington, Kentucky, and Pontiac, Michigan, and they're Mr. and Mrs. David Braun. You're in uniform, sir. You're obviously in the Army and doing what?
I am with the United States Army Information School at Fort Slocum, New York. That's here in New Rochelle.
You're going to need a lot of information tonight. Good luck to you. Your opponents are from Prairie Village, Kansas, and they're Dr. and Mrs. Gary Nitz. You're young Dr. Nitz, huh?
Yeah.
You have a television show yet, Doctor?
Oh, working on one.
Well, interning? You're pretty young.
Well, I'm just 26.
Are you interning?
Yes.
Want to specialize in something?
Yes, child psychiatry.
Good. We need you here. I think you'll have fun. Here's how we score. Each time you play Hunch correctly, you get a point. Each point's worth $100, 3 points for a total of $300, and more important, the right to stay on and meet new competition. So good luck to both teams as we continue with what you saw at the top of the show. Our first problem, please. And here they are back at work again, my friends. The three odd characters we met at the very top of the show. This is a problem of occupation, believe it or not. Dr. and Ms. Nitz, play or pass?
We'll play.
One of these three people is going through the movements he or she makes every day at work. That's right. One of these sets of movements earns the person a weekly paycheck. The other two are doing nothing. We want you to find the person who's reenacting his or her daily job. I'll give you a close look before you decide. Here's Miss X. Mr. Y. Mr. Z. What do you say, Dr. Mitz?
I'll say why.
I'll say why.
You agree on Mr. Y? Let me see if I can break it. Excuse me. Your name is?
Virgil C. Dow.
From?
Visalia, California.
Occupation?
I'm an attorney at law.
What are you stamping on witnesses, sir? Yeah. You can relax now. That's not quite the man we're looking for. He says it's a hard case. Mr. and Miss Braun, X and Z are remaining.
X?
Z?
Well, I thought X because she looks like she's typing, perhaps. Some type of machine.
We'll say X, Murph.
Continue, Miss X. Your name is?
Harriet Plisner.
What do you do?
I'm a receptionist at Sackforth Avenue Antoine Salon.
Do you ever do this at work?
Oh, never.
Must be a twister with Arthur Murray's. Your name is?
Bob Rolla, sir.
Your occupation, Bob?
I'm a Duncan yo-yo top demonstrator.
A yo-yo demonstrator. They stumped you. Now, that, of course, means that these three challengers get a cash prize for appearing on Player Hunch, and the $100 that you would have earned goes to our challengers as a bonus. Thank you both for being on Player Hunch, and good evening to you. Bob?
Yes, sir.
You got to do a live demonstration for us now.
I certainly will. I happen to have 2 yo-yos in my pocket.
I had that feeling.
Well, I'm going to show the tricks that I was doing here by
You go right ahead. Very good, Bob. Nice try. Good evening, Julia. We'll return to Player Hunch in 1 minute, and that's right after this message from our sponsor.
Here's the most unusual berry patch in the whole wide world, with all 3 of your favorite berries in it. Raspberries and blueberries and strawberries, all together in one wonderful berry patch. And here it is, new Seal Test Berry Patch Ice Cream. Seal Test combines the goodness of all 3, red ripe raspberries, juicy blueberries, and luscious strawberries, plus that special Seal Test magic. Delicious. And you know what? You'll never keep the kids out of this berry patch, because Seal Test has put together the only berry patch in the world that gives you the wonderful flavors of all 3 at once. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. All the berry picking's been done for you. All you do is pick brand new Seal Test Berry Patch Ice Cream. Delicious.
Panel, as an added little bit of pleasure tonight, we're going to present to you a sneak preview of Bing Crosby and Bob Hope's new motion picture, The Road to Hong Kong. This is the 7th road picture they've made together, and for this one, United Artists inaugurates its premiere showcase, which means that on June 27th, this movie will be premiered at 13 different theaters in Greater New York. But tonight, you're seeing a portion of it for the very first time, a very funny sequence. Play or pass on this, Miss Braun?
Play.
Play, man.
All right, now I want you to watch this scene carefully. We provided a monitor there for you, because at one point, we're going to stop this film cold, and then it'll be up to you to tell us what the next line in the motion picture is. Now, the scene takes place early in the movie. Bob Hope has lost his memory. Bing Crosby takes him to see India's leading neurologist, Peter Sellers.
Oh.
What is it, Doctor?
Terrible heartburn. Oh, dear. Put too much curry in my cornflakes, you understand. One moment, please. Just want to smarten myself up in front of you, gentlemen. Now then, comes the examination. Please, taking that out of the way. Now, 1 second. Just looking in here. My goodness gracious me. But would you look in the other ear, please? Well,
I can see you.
that's strange. I can see you.
That's only since I put in air conditioning.
What do I look like?
You look like you need a doctor.
Don't know where I could find a doctor at this time of the day.
Doctor, will you please get on with the examination?
No, but I tell you what I will do.
What?
I'll get on with my examination. Now, first of all, the most important point at this stage of the proceedings is the matter of the fee. Since you are fine American gentlemen, I am offering you my special European fee, 1,200 rupees.
1,200
That
rupees?
is right. Open your mouth, please, and say, "Clan wife with king of Kogeris, wind drop with clan the city of Gogogog." You are suffering.
And that's the important line. You are suffering from X, a severe attack of teeth, Y, a bad case of flat feet, or Z, an excessive amount of income tax. Mr. and Ms. Braun, which one of those three lines was the next line in that motion picture? What do you say?
Oh. X.
I think it's Z, man.
One answer from you, must agree.
I think it's Z because...
Then I'll go along with him this time.
Bronze, would you write on your slate there the letter Z? You've agreed that the line is an excessive amount of income tax. In case they're wrong, Dr. and Mrs. Nitz, would you write down, choose either X or Y?
You want to say?
What do you say?
Why?
I'll say X. What do you think?
I think why.
I think X.
I
We'll find
better
out
agree
something
with
about
you.
this family right now.
I better agree with him. Well, X.
Oh, you're agreeing with, but you said, now what are you going to play?
X.
You're going to play X. Would you write that on your slate, please? All right, let's rack up that film and we'll roll past the line you'll hear, the next line in this motion picture. Here's the film.
Important point at this stage of the proceedings is the matter of the fee. Since you are fine American gentlemen, I am offering you my special European fee, 1,200 rupees.
1,200
That
rupees?
is right. Open your mouth, please, and say, "Clan wife with king of Kogeris, wind drop with clan the city of Gogogog." You are suffering from a severe attack of teeth.
Dr. and Ms. Nitz, you score your first point on play. And the score, of course, is 1-0 in favor of Dr. and Ms. Nitz. Our guest star tonight is a good friend of mine. We've appeared many times together. She's been most successful in nightclubs, most successful on television, most successful at whatever she does. A delightful gal, one of the wildest women I know. You've seen her on the Perry Como show. She's currently appearing on Broadway in a great hit show called Carnival. Here's the delightful Miss Kay Ballard.
See the panel.
You can? Hi, Kay.
How are you, dear? What are you suffering from?
Nothing. From a little exhaustion.
From beauty.
But from beauty, mostly.
You're gorgeous.
That's pretty. That's a pretty dress, huh?
Well, it's so nice for you to mention it right off. You know, this is from my cousin, Anthony Blott. I just found out that he was my cousin, so it's convenient that he's a designer.
And you ran down and got a free one?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
How's Carnival?
Yes, I did. I shouldn't lie like that. I did.
How's Carnival doing?
Carnival is fine.
Yeah?
Everybody in it is fine. And,
You're on summer vacation.
do you know something? I missed that last question. I'm furious.
What?
Because I thought it was going to be flat feet. That seems like the typical thing to look in your mouth and say, flat feet. I don't know.
Me either.
See, when you have a twisted mind, it doesn't work.
Hey, you're on vacation from the Perry Como. You're great on that show, Kate.
Do you know something? That's the happiest experience I've had in show business.
Really?
Working for Perry Como.
Is the whole family going to stay together next season?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Baby Sandy Stewart, baby Juilliard, we call her, because she never misses a note. It's disgusting.
What do you call Perry Como?
Oh, well, I just call him Perry Como.
May I introduce
He's
you
my
to...
boss. He's Mr. Como. I
Dr.
should mention the other people or I'd be furious.
All right, go ahead, mention.
Don Adams and Jack Duffy and Paul Lynn, brilliant Paul Lynn. And Mr. and Mrs. Braun and Mr. and Mrs.
Dr. and Mrs.
How do you say that? Nitz?
Nitz,
Huh?
Nitz, honey. That's
Nitz.
Kay Ballard.
You're not going to change it, huh? You're going to keep it that way?
You know, Kay has a great deal of drawing power, as I told you, and that's the problem she's brought us today. tonight, rather, Mr. Miss Braun, having to do with her drawing power.
Yes.
Play or pass?
Play.
Play. Play, Merv.
Play.
And over to your drawing power, my
All
dear.
right, I've got to warm up here.
Here's the drawing board.
All right.
Kay Ballard does this as a hobby, and she's a pretty darn good artist, as you will see. Don't show that to them yet.
I'm not going to.
Here are 3 cards, X, Y, and Z, each with a very different symbol. Back here on the easel, and being hidden by Kay, are duplicates of all of these cards with the same symbols. Now, Kay, wake up, will you? Now, I'm going to... Kay...
Leave me alone, Ma. I'll get a job in the morning.
Now, she's going to select one of these symbols and compose and draw an entire masterpiece for us. And then it'll be up to you to determine which one of these symbols she used as a starting point.
Work?
Sure, honey. Everything works on this show.
Okay.
Hey, you're on our debut, you know.
I am?
Uh-huh. Select one.
I'll take this one.
These are duplicates. All right, you select that
Okay.
one. Don't let them see what it is.
Okay.
And now, here is Kay Ballard to draw for you. That's beautiful. Wait till you see what she did. Let me turn the entire thing around now. There's Kay Ballard's masterpiece. Who's that? That's Donald Duck. Now, all you have to do is tell me, remembering, of course, there are duplicates of all of these symbols back here, which one of these symbols did she use as a starting point, Mr. Miss Braun?
X.
I think it's Y, Merv.
One answer, please.
I think the Y looks like it comes from his eyes. I think it's Y. I think it's Y. The circle on the top.
Yeah. All right, why?
We say Y, Merv.
You agree on this one. Let me peek. Don't show them, though. You score your first point, Mr. Ms. Braun. That's the one we're looking for. There is symbol X, and there is symbol Z. The starting point, symbol Y. Hey, listen, you're good. Can I show them what you drew?
Oh, please, do. Oh, please. That's my Margaret O'Brien impression. Oh, please, please show them. Oh, please.
Now, there's a sample of a great Kay Ballard portrait. And
You see, we don't have time.
that's Noel Coward.
No, it's not. It's Rachmaninoff.
Oh. Well, that's embarrassing. Isn't that Noel Coward?
It looks like Rachmaninoff to me.
That's very good, Kay. When'd you do that?
I was a mere babe when I did that.
Have you done a lot since?
No, but I majored in art, through school because I couldn't read or write. And that's really how I got through school. And the funny part is, my whole last year I drew nothing but cactus plants because I was performing in the class and he sent me down to the greenhouse. I was known as Cactus Kate.
Very cute spot, Kay. And I thank you for gracing our very first nighttime player hunt.
Well, I am just flattered that you asked me.
You little devil.
Okay, come on, once more, kids. Here we go. Wait a minute. Come on, Mert, we can't just finish like that. Go ahead.
No, I know how to play, Dick. I got a whole show to do.
Okay.
Thank you a million. Kay Ballard, ladies
Thank you
and
for
gentlemen.
asking.
One each, and we'll break this tie right now with a musical problem. You're about to meet a young man with a very fine voice, that I'll tell you, and you'll agree, who's making his very first public appearance, television anywhere. I'd say that tonight he's launching his career in show business, but first, play or pass on this singing problem, Dr. Misnitz.
Play.
Play. Now, actually, we're going to try to confuse you a little. A couple of days ago, this young man and I went into a studio together. I played piano for him, and he made a recording. We're going to play that recording, and 3 young men are going to come out here and go through the motions of lip syncing to the record and the appropriate gestures. All you'll have to do is tell me, when the problem is completed, which one of these 3 young fellows owns the voice on this recording. Record, Mr. X.
I've grown accustomed to her face. She almost makes my day begin. I've grown accustomed to the tune she whistles night and noon. Her smiles, her frowns, her ups, her downs are second nature to me now. I'm breathing out and breathing in. I was serenely independent and content before we met. Surely I can always be that way again. And yet I've grown accustomed to the trace of something in the air, accustomed to her face.
Well, I must comment, what a lovely voice in this day and age of such wild singing going on with young men and young women. Dr. Ms. Nitz, which one of these three young men owns the voice on that recording?
I think it was Y.
I think it's X.
Well, I thought Y was in better time.
Well, I think X had his general posture and everything just right. I think it's X.
X.
You agree with your husband on this? You say that Mr. X owns the voice on that recording. Mr. X, do you?
Yes, I do.
Yes, he does. You score the point. Mr. X, I'll be back to you in just a moment. Mr. Y, good job.
Thank you.
Your name is?
Brian Perot,
Your occupation, Brian?
an apprentice makeup artist.
Very good. Nice having you here. Mr. Z?
My name is Philippe Pelletier, and I'm working for Air France.
Ah, good. Welcome to our shores. Nice having you here. Mike, take a close-up of Mr. X. Got a good shot of him? His dad is probably my all-time favorite singer. This is young Dick Haymes, Jr. I'm personally very proud of him. 19 years old and low notes like that. Shame on you.
Oh, it's all due to my grandmother, Mrs. Haymes.
Yeah. Has she been coaching
She
you?
worked
Dick?
with me for 2 years.
Yeah,
There's
but she's
nobody like her.
No, and she's a fine Marguerite Haymes.
That's right.
Fine vocal coach.
Oh, yes.
You're an excellent singer too, I might add.
Oh, thank you very much.
Gee, what a pretty voice. Could maybe I talk you into doing? Could maybe? They've been rehearsing. Do a live song for us?
Oh, I'd love
Would
to.
you like that, audience? In just a moment, Dick Haymes Jr. Dick, you find a spot over there. Thank you, boys, for being on Play Your Hunch. And we'll be back in just a moment with a song from Dick, right after this message. Dick Haymes Jr. and I are just standing here quietly complimenting our brand new orchestra leader on Play Your Hunch, and I ask for your applause at this time. A very talented man we're proud to have here. Pianist, fine composer, fine conductor, Joe Harnell. Joe, of course, responsible for accompanying and conducting for Peggy Lee, and I believe you wrote the arrangement of Fever for Peggy, didn't you? We're proud to have him here. But right now, Dick Haymes Jr., the spotlight is yours, and we wish you well. Is this going to be a big career for you?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, and he also writes some fine songs, but this one he didn't write. This one's called Bye Bye Blackbird. Dick Haymes Jr.
Pack up all my care and woe. Here I go, singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, and so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one here will love and understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand me. Make my bed and light the light. I'll be home late tonight. Blackbird, bye-bye. No one here will love and understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Dick Haynes, Jr., and for a first time ever performing in public, that's a very auspicious start, Dick, and things will go very well. Lovely sound, just great. We hope you all enjoyed our nighttime version of Play Your Hunch. We, of course, will be back next week with a batch of new problems plus 20, we'll let you count them, 20 beautiful, lovely, delightful ladies who'll be no problem at all. The Miss Universe contestants will all be here, and they'll be fighting us all off, and that'll be fun. Thank you for joining us, and a very pleasant good night, and we'll see you all on the daytime version of Play Your Hunch, too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Play Your Hunch. you see why it only lasted a year, if that. Merv Griffin was better off as a producer. Think back to the Merv Griffin show that we grew up with in the 60s and 70s. As talk show, he was fine. You know, variety show, he was fine. Game show host, yeah. But, you know, like you saw, there's another game show that comes to mind when you see this. A classic called To Tell the Truth. Very similar in format. And this one did have one big achievement on the other game shows at the time. This was the first game show to be played on all three networks. Something unheard of now, you know, just due to the big conglomeration, the corporate industry and the corporate media, so to speak, and the producer egos, so to speak. You know, you can't even touch that idea now unless you're in syndication. And even then, I'm not even going to get into it. I'll take a whole nother hour with this. So that being said, thanks for watching this special installment of Trailer Trash TV, History of TV, number 2. We've got 3 more of these to go, so let me know what you think. You can either email me at sjtrailertrash@yahoo.com. Check out the website. You know, there's lots of little interesting factoids about the history of TV, history of cinema, classroom films on the regular Trailer Trash TV, and that's at trailertrashtv.150m.com. So with that being said, I've been your host, Scotty J. We'll see you next time out.